Welcome to In the Community with Tiffany K.
And we're back with In the Community. I'm Tiffany K. And today I have a lovely, high energy, fun person with me. I have Juanita Shanks, the president and CEO of FailSafe. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful, Tiffany. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Of course. And talking about FailSafe that a lot of people may not know about. So I'm excited to get this information out. So. Okay. You know what? Without further ado, we got to jump into this because we got a lot to cover, right?
I'm ready.
Okay, so let's start off with the easy. How long have you been in the community?
FailSafe, in August of this year, we will be in the community 15 years.
Happy 15th anniversary.
Thank you very much.
That's
Never
awesome.
would have thought we would have lasted this long.
Hey, it's always a milestone, right? You're like, we made it. Now what?
Yes, every day is a milestone.
Oh, that's awesome. And can you tell me exactly what is FailSafe? What do you do and why?
Sure. So FailSafe Era is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides support and services to families and individuals that have been impacted by incarceration.
Okay.
We have two major programs. We have our Right Road Reentry program where we support the inmate and the returning citizens that you may refer to as the formerly incarcerated.
Okay.
But we support them using behavior change programs.
Oh, okay.
So the program that we are currently using is through the change companies. It's called the Courage to Change program.
Okay.
And it's a Courage to Change interactive journaling, and we use it pre and post release.
Really?
Services. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
So and then in addition to that, we also provide them with case management. We also provide them with mental health assessment and counseling.
That's really important.
It's very important. It's a lot of trauma to unpack in there. Higher education opportunities, substance misuse, treatment, employment, access to employment. We have several second chance employers in our community, which is wonderful.
Yes.
And then we also partner, I don't know if I said anything about higher education opportunities, but we also partner with both Germanna and UMW.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And especially our partnership with Germanna is to help them to just increase their educational opportunities. It is an awesome thing. And, we often say to them, that's something nobody can take back away from you.
Yep.
You will have that forever. Your education is key.
Agreed.
And then there's access to housing. We just currently signed an MOU with the Central Virginia Housing. And what that looks like is if we can get them employment, which we can, then they will then work with them to get them placed in some form of housing.
Wow.
FailSafe does not do housing.
Okay.
We are not a housing organization, but we will help guide you in that area.
Man, you guys do a lot.
Yeah, so that's how we help our inmates and the returning citizens. And once the returning citizens kind of complete that process, and then they are inducted into our Hall of Change program.
Oh, wow. What's the Hall of Change program?
Hall of Change is where we, after, again, completing our program and going through this process, we induct them into a Hall of Change during our Second Chance Gala, where they are then recognized for their successes.
Oh, wow.
They're recognized for making change. They're recognized for not, continuing down that path.
Right.
And then they become agents of change.
Oh, my goodness.
They are agents of change where they go back and they help the wounded, and where they go back and they give back to the community. And then ultimately, which is a new program under development for us, is our leadership program for mentoring.
Okay.
For those agents of change to then become an ambassador of change, so that they can leave a legacy of change. That sounds good, right?
Hey, that sounds real good. You better write that down for later. I'm just saying.
Give me my notes.
I love that.
Any quiz, I can write that down.
You know what I love, though, Juanita, is the way you flip the script, right?
Yeah.
So you're celebrating. I love the Hall of Change because a lot of times you're known for something infamous, unfortunately, if you go through that system, and no one celebrates you afterwards. No one celebrates the achievements that you made by turning your life around.
Absolutely.
But you all flip the script and you're like, hey, you've done a great job. Let's celebrate you.
Absolutely. And you know what was so neat about it last year is when we had our inaugural Hall of Change. And oh my goodness, we inducted 17.
Oh,
and there, I said to the communities that were there, we had about 160 70 participants there, leaders from the community members, business, just everybody from all walks of life. They gave those 17 guys and gals a standing ovation.
Wow.
And I'm like, would you have ever imagine yourself giving these kind of individuals a standing ovation? And to them, would you have ever imagined the community giving you a standing ovation?
I'm sure that was an emotional night.
It was, not a dry eye.
Oh, my goodness.
It was so emotional. But these guys and gals are business owners, gainfully employed citizens in our communities, tax-paying citizens in our community. They're increasing their education. It is awesome. One of our guys did not get a chance to get his award last year, so we presented it to him at our open house. And he announced then that he does not know what he would have done. For 2 years, he slept in his car.
Oh, my gosh.
In the King George area while we were working with him, one of our case managers.
Right.
And today, he's got a job with benefits and just had his first child.
That's amazing.
Oh, my gosh. It is just like, it's just constantly bring tears to your eyes.
Oh my God. Yeah, this is going to be an emotional interview, isn't it? I didn't bring the tissues today, Juanita. Come on.
But it's neat because these are people who made bad decisions. They made bad choices.
Right.
And somebody's just giving them a chance. That's all they want.
Yep. People deserve a second chance.
Yes. Nobody's born bad. Something happened.
Yep.
And I guarantee you, most people have been impacted one way or another. And if not now, eventually.
Exactly.
You have kids, you have grandkids, you're going to have somebody that's been in this system. And, so it's that. So that's our first program.
Okay.
That's Right Road Reentry. Our second program is Caring Connections Youth and Family Programs. This program is designed to prevent generations of incarceration. And so we have our support group, a Caring Connections support group that meets on the third Saturday of the month at our office location. From 10 until 12 is currently being led by Allison and Roy Mayberry, and boy, do they have a story to tell.
Oh, my goodness.
But they're currently leading the support group, and the support group is all about working through how not to become an enabler, working through the stressors that's associated with having your loved one incarcerated. Some of our support group members are not going to see their adult children again on this side. They're gone for a lot of years.
Yeah.
And so they have to learn how to cope with that,
And I would also say, because you were talking about the generation, because this is about the generations as well.
Yeah.
We've seen a trend in, if one has been incarcerated, it's common within the family to continue that trend. So the fact that you're trying to break up that trend, I think, is really important in setting that foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the adult support group, and then we also have the youth programs.
Okay.
This is where, again, we are working with the entire family because the entire family is impacted. So our youth programs are ECHIPS, which is Equipping Children with Incarcerated Parents. Lots of acronyms. I am a retired government person.
Got it.
But ECHIPS is taught at the elementary age, and that's at the schools where we provide training there, social emotional training, social emotional support training. And then WIGS and FAYS, no pun intended, is a community program for youth ages 12 to 18.
Okay.
And that one is twice a month. I always get this confused.
Well, there's a lot of programs.
Yeah. But they meet twice a month on the second Thursday and the fourth Saturday at Vision Community Church on Deacon Road. That church gave our youth group a home.
Oh, wow.
They gave our youth group a home. And I tell people, Failsafe Era is my personal ministry, but it is not a prison ministry. It's a secular organization, but it is my personal ministry. Okay. And so churches support us, organizations support us.
Wow.
We do not discriminate on who can support us.
Yeah. Take all the support you can in those situations.
So those are our two programs.
Wow. You guys do so much in the community.
Yeah.
I'm speaking with Juanita Shanks, the president and CEO of Failsafe. We've already heard about the programs happening. Can I ask you, how did this entire program, Failsafe, come about? Well, and how did you get involved?
Yeah. So in 2004, I have two children.
Okay.
Right. I had two children, a son and a daughter. My son, back in 2004, graduated high school. He was on a scholarship to Cali County, basketball scholarship to Cali County, honor roll student, just, all of those things. Same to mom and dad, same household as my daughter. And he made a bad decision, drugs. He got involved in drugs. And and I got that call, that collect call. And it took me 5 years before I decided to be obedient to that small, still voice that says you do something to help somebody else instead of me sitting around feeling sorry for myself that my son made this decision,
Right.
to begin to commit crime.
Right.
So as I walked through the criminal justice system with my son, there was no fail-safe era. There were no resources for him. There were no resources for me as I was trying to deal with this unfortunate situation while working full-time as a government employee, not telling a soul that I have a son that's in prison. Now, there was one person, I'll never forget her, Colonel, I can't remember her last name now, but she said something to me one day. She said, "Oh, he's in jail, but not in prison. There's a difference." When they go to jail, everybody goes to jail.
Right.
But when they go to prison, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I never told anybody. I kept it a secret until I retired in 2017.
Wow.
But
that's a burden to carry.
Yes, it was a very, very big, yes, it was. So that's how Failsafe started as I walked through the criminal justice system with my son, just really trying to find help. But later learning that it was really never about the two of us. It was really about what God wanted to do through us to help others. But it took a long time for me to get to that point, and just understanding how could this happen. I only have two. And my daughter, she's doing great. She's got her own mental health practice. She's some long title at George Mason. I can't remember what.
Too many acronyms there, too.
Yes. But she is doing great and also raising his son.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, because my son, it's like the cobbler's children. You can help others. And so I just could not help my own. And so he was a drug-addicted dealer, probably on up until he passed away in January of 2021.
So sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Sorry for your loss.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
So how did you continue with this program when you lost your son?
It was tough.
Because a lot of people would probably step back and be like, I can't anymore.
I would be honest. I wanted to quit. I really wanted to quit because at that point I was like, God, you gave this to me because of him, and now he's gone.
Right.
And I will tell you that one of his last words to me before, not necessarily on his deathbed, but the last time we communicated was, "Mom, I'm good. Help all the others. I'm good." And then I've got oh my goodness, so many letters from inmates saying, "We're so sorry for your loss.
Oh, wow.
But now you have hundreds of sons. Please don't leave us." I'm like,
my
oh
goodness. Wow, there's another kind of weight on your shoulders a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You've become the mom to all of those.
Yeah. And so, and I'm okay with that, and I have peace about it.
Yeah.
And so we keep going.
I'm speaking with Juanita Shanks, the president and CEO of Failsafe. So what do you say is your biggest challenge right now with Failsafe?
Housing. Because
okay.
if we do not house them, they're going to continue to commit a crime. And this community, in my opinion, is not that big that we should not be able to house people. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
So housing is a big challenge for us. And of course, there's funding.
Of course. That was going to be my next question. How can the community help with these things?
Oh, my goodness. There are so many ways that the community can help us. One, I would say support us.
Okay.
Support us through not only participating in our activities and our events, but also accepting that these individuals just need another chance. Support through financial support. We have fundraisers. We have activities. We have a donate button on our website.
Which is great, by the way.
Yeah, it works.
And what is that website so we can throw it out there?
www.failsafe, FAILSAFE-ERA.org.
Good to know. And
Yes.
it's right there on that homepage to donate, correct?
And it's on the front page.
Awesome.
Top right-hand corner.
So easy to find.
Yes, to be exact. But and really to just the community to understand that people make mistakes.
Yeah.
People make bad decisions. That does not define them and who they are. And if given another chance, and if given an opportunity, they will correct their wrong. They right their wrongs. We've seen it happen too many times. And but it really does It's going to take it truly does take a village.
And you were just talking about some of the events that you have going on. I know we missed your gala, unfortunately, but what are some of the other upcoming ones?
So we always have so much going on. We are on the 8th of June. We will have our first entrepreneurship boot camp.
Oh, okay.
So many of them, unfortunately, there are still some barriers for them to work in certain environments, and so some want to start their own businesses, and we want to help them. We have helped several already. They are now have their own businesses. We have mental health providers, barber, maintenance and repair. So much. And so we're going to have an entrepreneurship boot camp. It's looking like we're going to be partnering yet again with Jemana.
Oh, good.
Jemana is just a great partnership with us.
Right.
So that's going to be on the 8th of June.
Okay.
And then on the 28th of June is our designer purse bingo fundraiser. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
This sounds fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. We have so much fun. That's gonna be at James. It's just the school in Fredericksburg. I'll get it. But yeah, we're partnering with Alexandria, Fredericksburg City Schools.
Okay, perfect.
For the designer purse bingo. And then on the 4th of November, our plan is to have our second annual Mulligans for Kids golf tournament.
Okay.
And then on December 11th, we will have our annual Reese's Heart Holiday Shop.
Okay.
That is a time when one of our family members introduced this program to Failsafe Era. She's got, unfortunately, a son that's gone for 28 years.
Oh.
But she introduced this program to Failsafe Era, and what it is the families get to come and shop at no cost. You know how sometimes you pick your name off the tree, and you get a certain toy or you say a certain gift, or somebody just gives you things. We give them the opportunity to come shop.
Oh, that's amazing.
And we partner with several organizations in the community, donors, Toys for Tots, churches.
Wow.
And the kids get at least 4 to 5 gifts.
That's
at least 4 to 5 gifts.
That's huge.
Yeah,
people don't realize, because we partner with Toys for Tots too every year, and people don't realize the difference that a gift can make.
Oh my gosh. And especially when you can go shopping yourself.
Yep.
They come in with shopping bags and they go out with big garbage bags.
Oh my goodness.
Of toys and they all get a bag for each family. So we are always looking for sponsors for these events. But,
okay.
Maybe the family bags. We have teenage bags because teenagers get something different.
Of course.
And Toys for Tots typically does not support that.
Right.
Or
right.
some donors will, but it is what it is. And then we also make sure they get a Christmas meal.
Oh.
So they get the full Christmas, the full Christmas package. And then they end with prayer. We have a prayer booth because of the churches that's participating.
Right.
They stand up their booths and they pray for them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what we have going on the rest of the year.
There is a lot going on. And, you said you were looking for sponsors. Are there volunteer opportunities for the community? Awesome.
Absolutely. We are always looking for volunteers. We have a host of volunteers now.
Oh, wow.
But we can use more.
Okay. And anybody can just find that on your website as well? Okay.
You can sign up to become a volunteer. Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm speaking with Juanita Shanks, the president and CEO of Failsafe. So let me ask you this. How many clients do you have or serve yearly?
So the numbers fluctuate.
Okay.
To date, we have about 38 returning citizens that we're working with that have reached out to us.
Okay.
In a year, we can service anywhere from 75 to 100 to 150.
Wow.
It just varies. And some of those that we service, it could be just a phone call and a referral.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
a phone call and a job. A phone call and some housing, a phone call and you are in our Right Road Reentry program because you truly are ready for change. Mm-hmm. And so we have about that many that we're working with currently. That's not in counting the inmates.
Okay.
That we go into the jail and we provide training to the inmates.
Okay.
We have currently 3 classes going. And the maximum number in each of those classes are 15.
Wow.
So we're looking for volunteers there as well. We need more trainers.
Okay.
Because these guys, they absolutely love our training.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah.
To find that and actually have something to look forward to while they are incarcerated is huge. It gives them hope.
It really does. They do not. And they're like, we had one guy who is on his way, they call it going down the road. On his way going down the road, meaning going to prison, right? He learned that we're coming back. This is a series. He's like, oh, man, I want to stay. Who wants to stay in jail?
Right. Nobody. But when you're there, you're like, hang on. There's something else for me.
They really love this program that we're doing.
That's amazing.
And we make it so, I'm telling you, we become a family with these guys and gals. We call it family ship. We say that in church too, but it's called family ship at Failsafe.
Wow. I love hearing these stories from you. You are so energetic. I love your energy. So let me ask this. We've talked about, the inmates being part of it in the jails, outside of the jails, the schools. What about the family members? Do they participate?
Absolutely. The family members. So we service the entire family because the entire family is impacted.
Right.
And so we have, in our support group, I think we have signed up about 30, 35 family members.
Okay.
We're all moms. I will tell you, it's hard to get those dads to come out there, but
I'm
now, now we have a couple leading. So I think we're going to get more guys coming out now.
Right.
And then we have the families that, the youth, the children, as I talked about in our Caring Connection support families, Caring Connection youth and families program. We have a lot of family members that have been impacted that's participating in our programs, whether it's the holiday shop or the back to school supplies, and that's the other thing at the holiday shop. We also replenish their school supplies.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Well, I'm speaking with Juanita Shanks, the president and CEO of Failsafe. Juanita, I know that you recently had an open house and moved. So what was so exciting about this big move? Because I know you're very excited about it. I am. Number one is puts us in a location where people can easily find us. Okay.
So that's number one. Number two, we are partnering with, they're two of my board members, but they're two organizations. One is Monteleon's Law Group.
Okay.
And Monteleon Law offers estate planning. And so what she has done for our group is to provide our family members education on estate planning.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of our family members, they're young, they have maybe an only child that's incarcerated. What happens to my estate when I pass away?
Who's
going to keep putting money on my son's or daughter's books?
Oh, wow.
So she's working with the family members to manage their estates. So that's one good thing.
Okay.
The other partner in there with us is Dr. Jefferson. She's mental health.
Okay.
National Christian Counseling Institute, but she provides all of our mental health assessments.
So important.
Oh my gosh.
So important.
I'm sure you do have an idea, but there's just so much trauma prior to, during incarceration, and after. And so for her, for us and for her, but for us, that's a huge deal.
Of course.
Because they are coming in as a part of their case management. The first step is if should they want it, we can't force it on them.
Right.
Most do. Is to have a mental health assessment to determine the level of trauma that we're dealing with. Okay. So we are in a place where it's very much building our ultimate vision, which is our Center of Hope. And our Center of Hope is a one-stop shop for those guys and gals when they come home, so that we can help make them whole again.
Yeah.
They get whatever they need and then go back out, and then they can become much more. It helps them to become much more successful and productive in the community, because when they come home, you send them here, you send them there, go over here, and you go over there, and you do this, and you do that. They're coming from an environment where somebody's telling them what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and then we're saying, go figure it out.
Yeah, no. And that's a hard transition for anybody.
It is.
I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's from going from, like, I don't know, you're living with your parents in high school to college, and you're given all this freedom. You're like, okay, figure it out.
I know, right?
It's very similar in that case.
Yeah,
you know,
you're going to fall.
Yeah.
So we are in an environment where we have began the process of our Center of Hope.
Awesome.
We have estate planning. We have mental health. We have case management. We have family support. Oh my gosh. This was our move. This was the best move yet.
Oh my goodness. And you've thought of every outlet that would be needed.
Yeah.
Which is important. Yeah. It's not just focusing or tackling one thing or another. It's a one-stop shop, as you said.
It really is.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing. And, I want to know from you, I've already kind of figured it out a little bit of why this program is so special. But do you know, are there any other programs in the community that are like yours?
Absolutely not. There are some programs in the community that does reentry, but here's what I say. They're Wise, we're Wegman.
Okay. That is a great
no
thing.
To Wise Awake Men.
No, of course not. That is a great comparison. I love that.
But no, we're the only program in the community, and I believe, even to my knowledge, worldwide, that provides support to the entire family.
Okay.
And it is, many times when you find these types of programs, they are run by, fellas. This is we have all more females.
Wow.
That are running this.
Wow.
And we're working with these guys.
How big is your staff, by the way?
Our staff, so I start at the top. We have our board. So we have about 14 members on our board of leaders in the community, members in the community. And then paid staff, we have 5.
Okay.
And the rest are all volunteers.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
That's insanely impressive.
Yeah.
And I am always shocked by this community because I moved here 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And in the community, they're so giving of their time. People are willing to step up to the plate here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have some really good volunteers.
Oh, that's awesome.
It amazes me.
Yeah.
It really does. I'm like, when people are like, just want to give their time. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
nothing in
wow,
return.
Nothing in return. And it makes me feel bad because it's like, okay, I've got to get some finances.
You're like, hang on a second.
Yeah, don't leave me.
Don't leave me. No, trust me. I don't think you're going to be having any problem with that one.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, there's one more thing I want to talk about with you before I let you go.
Okay.
And we want to talk about something called, and I can't say this well, recidivism?
Recidivism. Yes.
I'm horrible at pronouncing things, but
that's a tough word.
What exactly is recidivism for those who don't know?
So recidivism is when a person relapses into their criminal behavior.
Okay.
So you reoffend. Mm-hmm. Some communities look at it as you have been rearrested, you violated probation, you have a reconviction or rearrest. Sometimes when you're arrested, it don't necessarily always lead to a conviction. So everybody looks at it different. In the state of Virginia, recidivism is tracked by individuals who return to prison within 3 years of their release.
Okay.
So then they're looking at how many people have returned to prison after 3 years of release.
Okay.
Virginia claims that we have one of the lowest recidivism rates in the country at 20.6%. I applaud that statement.
I do too.
However, I do believe we do need to probably look at counting the jails also.
Okay.
Because I think that number is really just about the prisons.
Yes.
And we know the jails are revolving doors. And I will tell you that, we have interns, and we have one of our interns that's worked with us to conduct a survey in the jail. And when that happened, our findings revealed that 89% of those respondents fall under that category of recidivism.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's in the jail.
Wow.
So, we have some work to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do. And even with that original Virginia number, which was what, 20.6%? 20.6%, there's still work to do because there's still that 20.6%.
This is true.
Going back. And that's why I wanted to end this interview with you on that, because I think it's important to put that number out there, leave it there, and realize that there's a lot more work to do.
Yeah.
And we can't do it, without fail-safe programs. So thank you so much for what you do. But also to all the volunteers and to the community in general for if we don't open welcoming arms, it's not going to get better.
Thank you.
Of course.
I thank you so very much.
So before we wrap this up, even though Juanita, I could talk to you all day, how can our listeners find you and get involved?
So there's so much. You can find us, first of all, our website is www.failsafe-era.org, and failsafe is FAILSAFE -era.org. We are on all the social media platforms, but especially you can find out all about us on our website.
Perfect. Well, Juanita, thank you so much for sharing this information today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. It's definitely going to make a change. I do believe so. And
I hope so.
Thank you for everything that you have done as well.
Thank you.
And that'll do it for In the Community this week. If you are a nonprofit and need to bring attention to your cause or organization, please reach out through this station's website, and we will see you next week.